Alright, hi guys, and welcome back to On The Road, and I'm back here with another video and another live stream, of course, of On The Road. And pretty much we're continued off with the first part, so now we're in the second part now, and as I say, and pretty much as you saw the last part, I was driving the cattle, the pigs, and towards Woodstock, and pretty much this is where I continue. This is where I just pretty much left off from the last delivery. So so I'm back here. I am back on the road again with the Scania R410, of course, and semi, of course, not the rigid, of course. But yeah, back with the Scania R410, and pretty much looking at its finest, all the detail on that. And of course it's not a V8, of course, and because the V8's only start at 500 horsepower, I believe, and then it goes up to 730, and I mean this model does, and of course this is the old R-Series, the 6th generation, you see, and the S-Series is pretty much the current 7th generation. So, and yeah, so as I say, I think the new Scanias go up to 520 horsepower for the V8s now, and then not too long ago actually, Scania actually released the most powerful production truck at 770 horsepower. Quite amazing, eh? Like 770 horsepower. That'll pretty much kill a lot of other trucks out there going up the hills. It'll kill the hills. That one pretty much one to the hills. Pretty much like, yeah, they're like Iron Maiden. Pretty much they'll just, well, whenever is it speeds probably. I've never actually seen a hill test of an R7 or S770 horsepower or Scania 770 horsepower, and I mean I'd be quite surprising how well it would do. So how much power it would do. Yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to going to hop into the Scania and going to set up another delivery for you guys, and I'm also going to be delivering more cattle, pigs, of course, as you say. And so what I'll do is, how about I'll get my hired driver, and of course I should get him actually on the move as well. And so what should I do? I'll just go for a random one, so I don't know, it's that way, and because he can pretty much do his own delivery anyway. So I'll do 6 dog foods for him, I think, for him, and of course he'll be hopefully making his way towards where he's going in that. So so that's him sorted. So going back to myself now, Christian, of course, and that's the name of my driver pretty much. And I need to get where am I? And Christian, I'll go back into it again, and I'll need to get my delivery sorted out for you now. So we need to get the pigs on the go. And what should I do this time? And I think we'll go to let's go to Hanover. Should be a decent journey, and so let's do that. Let's take some pigs to Hanover. So so pretty much going there, and so it should be all plain sailing from there. So and so I actually need to get myself out of the truck pretty much on here, because I'm actually at the loading point. So I just need to pretty much do what I did in the last one, is take the hatch down and get the pigs on the go. So yeah, and I'll just get to the office, and I'll need to open the wee hatch here as well, and we'll see the pigs going on. So here we go again, and more pigs come on the way again. I'll try this time and be a wee bit careful this time than the last time I had a wee crash to the truck again on the first spot. So you were watching that, and so I managed to hit an MEM truck on the way, so I need to try and be a bit more careful this time around, to try and be unscathed this time with the cargo. like have 0% damage as well. So I'll try getting to that. So there we go. I believe that's 25 pigs on board. So let's then shut this off. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoying this so far. I mean, I'm going to keep doing some more on the roads as far as I can do, as long as I can do pretty much, and hopefully I can do it as long as I can. Like, just I'm just really enjoying playing this game. You can even see the pigs in there as well, pretty cool. So yeah, I need to remember to take this up as well. This is before I get my truck on the way. Well, that was already up. My bad. I wonder why that wasn't down. I was thinking that would have been down, but it also wasn't. So let's then pop on board and let's then start our engine up and listen up. Of course, I think we need to work on trying and work on the text a wee bit better, maybe on the dashboards, on the wee pop-up. Maybe I might just need to sort of modify that a wee bit, but I mean, it all works. This is a good thing. So we're off now, and so we're off to Hanover with these pigs. I just need to be a bit careful this time and try not get myself into damage again. So yeah, and I need to make sure I can get enough room to pull myself out of here as well without any vehicles jumping at me. That should be fine. Not after this car. Oh, careful. Oh, shit. That's not going to give me much room to pull out. Oh shit. That's me going to damage the thing already. No. Oh, there we go. That's first damage already. No, I'm not going to leave these pigs unscathed, but I'm going to try my best to get there in good start. So yeah, so here we are with Scania. I'm liking the sound of the trucks as well. If you're kind of a truck fan, if you like all the sounds of the trucks, I think they've done quite a great job recording the sounds of the trucks, so they sound pretty detailed and pretty authentic as that as well. If you're a bit of a truck vet like myself, and I can tell that's a Scania. Of course it's a 6-cylinder Scania, it's not a V8, of course. Straight 6 pretty much, just your sort of standalone sort of truck. Just your sort of standard sort of type of truck, so you don't get any more power than that, I mean, at the moment. But it'll be funny how they manage to record this, because I mean this is a great sound, like it sounds like an authentic Scania truck. Oh no, here we go again. Me talking too much about that Citroen and dispatch and Berlingo. And so yeah, and yeah, recording the sounds is pretty good. So they've done a good job with the sound in this. I mean, I can tell this is a Scania sound. And if you like myself and you like your trucks and that, then this is pretty much a really good sound. Yeah, done. So and yeah, and so and this is saying, I was talking about truck driver as well and how good that's come. I mean, the sound on truck driver aren't the best. I mean, they're okay. I mean, there isn't like any decent sound trucks. I mean, they're just standalone sounds, I guess. And obviously this Scania sound is kind of like a normal Scania sound anyway. Like it sounds pretty much like a Scania should sound. It should pretty much sound like a Scania does. And it's very good that they have licensed trucks in this game as well, rather than, of course, truck driver, as I was saying in the first part. Then that had a lot more trucks in general. That had like 6 truck brands or something. So, and this has only got 2. So at the moment, then truck drivers a bit of ahead of truck-wise of truck models and that. So, but I reckon they would then add more trucks in this game. So here we go again. This AI. If I can get past in time for... Oh, I'm not going to get past. There we go again. Too much damage again. I'm going to damage these pigs again. And the steering is quite bad. It's hard to steer. It's a bit avoid stuff in that when you're driving a truck and that. So you need to be quite careful. But yeah, but this is a standalone. This is a good game, I think, with trucks and having truck brands as a start. This is a start anyway for this game, and I think this will have really good hopes being a future ETS game, maybe Euro Truck Simulator 2, of course, if you know and how good that was. I think that maybe started off with unlicensed truck brands and then it got licensed eventually. I think that's how ETS 2 eventually turned into being an absolutely great game. Whoa! See, I'm coming out of this curve and I can't get up it. And that's the thing as well, like you just go off that curb stone and then you just pretty much free run. So now, so that's the thing now as well. And just easy, too narrow roads as well. The roads are just too narrow for this as well. So I'm just thinking I'm just not worth it driving at the moment. So if I'm talking too much, I'll end up crashing into something. But yeah, I think ETS 2 started off with unlicensed trucks, and then that eventually turned into be a fully licensed game. Eventually got loads and loads of truck brands, and every truck pretty much made it eventually as well. I believe some of the trucks started off like ETS 2 started, I mean 1 I should say, not 2. And that started off with the made up brands. So, and obviously eventually they got license and that as well for both games. I mean, for ETS 2 I should say. For both games, if you want to consider this game as well as another licensed truck game, of course. There isn't that many out there that has licensed trucks. So, but yeah, and UK Truck Simulator as well, which is another sort of game in between your Truck Simulator 2 and 1. There's Euro Truck Simulator, UK Truck Simulator, which was the game following up ETS 1 that had a similar sort of, it was probably like a complete new game engine. Like ETS 2 maybe started off as where UK Truck Simulator sort of left off. So that started off similar with unlicensed trucks, made up truck brands. So you still had the sort of same kind of trucks. So you had a Scania, I think it was Swift and Euro Truck Simulator. Volvo I think was Violent, and DAF was Death, I think, and there was a Vico I think was kind of similar name, and Majestic was Mercedes I believe, but they had and then I think they had Renault as well, it was Runner, so I believe that's how Euro Truck Simulator 1 and GK Truck Simulator brands were before they had their license. But I knew the trucks were quite detailed as well. I think you can tell that's a DAF and that's a Volvo and it's a Scania. Like, I think in the models they just needed to have the license for them eventually, and they did, and that's what made Euro Truck Simulator the king of the simulator world at the moment. So to say so, and I know, and I think it's quite difficult for a lot of games at the moment to catch up on with ETS 2 is at the moment, where it's pretty much full of mods and a big modding community in that as well. Everyone seems to love their mods in ETS 2, and there's lots of engine mods as well. Probably slightly better than this as well, better than the sound on this truck. I mean, this is a good sound for a start anyway for this game. And like, I like the details of the sound of this truck. It sounds like a Scania, and it definitely sounds like what a Scania used to sound like. I know, like maybe like Euro Truck Simulator started off somewhere as well with made up engine sounds, and then they got obviously good modders to mod all these sounds even better than the actual in-house developers than SAS do. Like, they probably didn't even not do a good job of it. The modders doing, like, you can see how good their sounds are, and I watched a lot of YouTubers and that they posted out some really good sounds of trucks. Lots of mods and lots of nice truck sounds. I've also seen an old school 14-litre Scania V8 being out recently as well. Which is pretty cool, like a Scania DSC F14. So that's like the 14-litre engine, and Scania uses that same, but that's their sort of engine types. but they released there was a mod that released a Scania N14 litre V8, like the Scania 144 sort of type sound. It's more that sound, which is really, really good, because I definitely like the Scania 144s and the 143s types. They would be both my favourite trucks to drive. If I was ever going to see them, they would be both my favourite trucks to look at, and my R410 as well. They're just great looking trucks. I would prefer 143 because that's a classic design. Like, that's a modern classic truck. You know, you don't see many of them on the road nowadays like they were, and they're quite obsolete now, because I mean there's hardly any of these trucks driving around now. I mean they're probably a popular brand in the 90s, because it was in the sort of the 90s when these trucks were like the third generation, the third series Scanias. They were pretty cool trucks to look at. And I remember when I was little and that, I remember seeing all these trucks on the motorways and that. It was just a cool looking design of truck. And so the Scania 143 and the 113 and the 93, this is the third series. So they're all pretty much the same, but also the difference is the different engine sizes, and obviously saying that the 143 is the king of trucks back in the day, back in the time when they were out in the 90s. Like, and obviously obviously they've been around for about, I think they started in 1991, I think, and then they stopped production in 1996, I believe. And it's just saying that to get off. I think I just imagine with some turning and then that one on that side rather than this side. But yeah, 1991 I think they started developing the 143, and then that stopped production in 1996. So they've been building them for about 5 years, and obviously it's been a lot longer actually, because they obviously built the 142, which is pretty much the previous model before the 143, and that's pretty much the exact same cab. The same cab as the 143. The 143 is just an older design, because the 143 was then 142, I should say, was then pretty much taken off, pretty much the same sort of cab, pretty much as the 143, because there isn't any difference to which either which. But yeah, they're just great looking trucks in my opinion. So there we go again. This then has showed us this road is just too narrow to turn around. The centre elevations are just too close in that road, so they do really widen it a wee bit from that road. But yeah, 142. If you look at 142, it's hard to see what's the difference is to both trucks, because they look exactly the same, just an older model truck. The 140. We're going to get a crash here, I think. Oh, almost. I know that's going to happen because they're trying to merge into this lane. I think the roads there may be a wee bit funny, because there should just be two lanes that are merging in one, cruising in like this. Going back to 142, I was kind of taped up it, and sorry if I'm changing things all the time, but yeah. 142 is a great model as well, and I never think that model is great as well, Scania. But I think the 143 just definitely kills the 142 in my opinion. Like, it's just a great model. The engine is great. The only thing is, your Truck Simulator doesn't have very much sounds of that as well. It's difficult to hire out one, I think, if they want to get some like recording engineers to come and record, to put microphones over the truck and that to record all the sounds, all the air sounds and all the engine sounds and all the indicator sounds, all that. And they need to find a truck to hire out for the time and spall on that as well. So there's not that many 143s on the road these days. You're not likely to see one, and maybe once in a year or something. They're weird now. It's much weirder than seeing a Ferrari or a Lamborghini now. Like, there's hardly any 143s on the road these days. I mean, the 143 was just a great model at the time when that was out. I mean, there's just obsolete. They're getting obsolete now these days. There's a lot less of these models driving around. I mean, you might see the odd occasionally on the motorways, but there's hardly any of them driving around. Like, I mean, I always kind of keep my eyes peeled out for one, because I quite like the design in the 143. It's a great looking truck as well. I mean, I don't know if many people would know very many of them nowadays, because I mean they're old trucks now. I mean, I've seen a lot of them also when I was little and that as well, and there was lots of them driving around because they were around a bit of my time, and all these trucks were pretty much getting built and manufactured. And then obviously after that, it was like 96 or something, they stopped the production of them. And then obviously the 4th series came along, which is kind of similar to this model in a way. It's the same exact same cab design. If you guys look at the design of that cab, it always reminds me of the 4th series. Just the grills, the only difference is the front grill, they changed the grill in the front of a R-series, so that's the difference. The truck is the underpinnings of a 4th series Scania, so still pretty much a 4th series Scania I'm driving, but they've kept that in production since 2018. So they started that in 1995, and then they stopped that in 2018. Well, this was emerging again. I thought it's a bit strange how these motorways work. I think you're on the right lane and then you go in the wrong way. Anyway, yeah, but this is pretty much the same truck I'm driving as a 4th series Scania underpinnings, but with R-series badges. But obviously the engines would be a lot cleaner now as well, so this could be like a Euro 6 type model I'm driving. Probably a Euro 6. Or maybe a Euro 5, I don't know exactly. I'm kind of getting a wee bit technical with trucks these days actually now, so if you ask me. So, and yeah, I've got to change the subject and just enjoy this drive on the road. But yeah, that's a wee bit of truck talk there with you guys. Just if I was wanting to see a 143 or 144 driving, then I definitely would, try and look out for them. But they're not going to see very many on the roads these days, and unless they're near Trucksimulator 2, I suppose. And suppose when they made a really good sound of one as well, of a 14 litre engine, they did a great sound, one of the modders. And I don't know if I see the name or not, and I'm sure it would be nice to see the name, but I think he's called Zine Mods. He's released a couple of good mods on his YouTube channel, and of course he's the one that released the 14 litre Scania 144 V8 engine, which is really, really good. I think that was a really good Euro Truck Simulator 2 mod. Definitely one of the best mods I've ever heard of a 144, I should say, not 143. Well, you can obviously use that engine in the 143 as well, because it's exactly the same engine. But hopefully it'll work. Actually, it would be nice to see how he would call it, how much he'll progress on the engine, because I think he would be a good candidate for Euro Truck Simulator 2. Like what he's doing in that is really good, and I do like what he's been doing. He's doing other stuff as well, like air sounds and wiper sounds as well. He's got all that. It's pretty good, really good channel actually. And so I'm actually really surprised to see something like that come along. So it's nice to see some modders coming along, and so yeah, that could be a good start of some classic Scania sounds as well. So yeah, so as I say, we'll actually just talk about on the road a bit now, talk about gameplay again. And so I'm probably have a wee look at the map and see where I am. Probably about halfway now. Yeah, about halfway. So we're just making a journey, getting there on the journey. You just get really good drives in this game. Like as you say, like truck drive, I've been on a sort of short game. It's just like one in the mill and that MEM there, and being just one in the mill and that, you can only just do like 10-minute journeys on truck driver, and this game is like an hour, at least an hour and a half or something. So it's so much better, and so much more relaxing as well. I mean, this would be quite a good game to put your music in as well in the background, to stick some music, some I would say heavy metal, of course, for myself, of course, because I'm a metalhead, of course, so I always would like to stick some heavy metal on if I would play this game, I would preferably put some heavy metal on in the background, but I won't be doing it during this, obviously, of course, so yeah, just can't really put music on, and they have to kind of get copyright free music, so I'll just have to just listen to the engine sounds with it in the background. That's more what you want, is the sound of the engines, the sound of the truck, I guess. But yeah, I mean yeah, it's just a nice relaxing game. I mean, just then it's always on these long journeys, you try to just put music on in the background, because I know this is a more chilled out game. Just got the cruise control on and doing obviously 80 kilometers an hour when we're not going up hills, cruising at 80 kilometers an hour. So yeah, it's quite comfortable as well. Most trucks usually do this speed anyway on the motorways anyway. They're limited to about that speed, so yeah, so it's always pretty good to see cruising in this game as well, just keeping it chilled and that. It's not like you're kind of getting your hands all maybe on the controller as much as well, because it's nice and chilled out and that. So yeah, just letting the truck do itself when it cruises itself down the motorway, as they say. Most truck drivers probably would do this when they're on the motorways anyway. They just put the cruise control on and stuck in the countryside pretty much, so that's how it goes. So there's nice foresty bits coming up there as well, kind of like Scandinavia, but it's just a couple of trees and that, so it's nice that the scenery changes eventually as well. I know, like your truck simulator, and that was kind of similar as well. They have similar sort of landscapes, but obviously this is set in Germany, so this is obviously pretty big actually when you think about this. If they made this like ETS2, then that would be insane. They'll probably need to release map expansions probably, and DLCs maybe. I don't know what the future of this game would be. Nice to have, it would be nice to have like a UK map as well, of course, and of course obviously I'm from the UK, well that's even up in Scotland actually, so you can tell. So and yeah, so it'd be nice to have like UK maps. Maybe driving a lot of these UK brand trucks as well, rather than German brand trucks. But I mean, but when they implement the company designer or the company customization or livery editor, I don't know exactly they're going to implement when we get the update, but the company name for your truck and that, I believe it's called. Yeah, and I think that would be pretty good. So maybe rename your truck or something. I won't just be having that one sort of branding that you've got now on the truck at the moment. So yeah, I mean, it's just be nice. Maybe have like worldwide shipping or something, like the trucks, like the AI trucks or something. If their trailers have like their companies and something, and put them on your truck. So maybe that would be a good thing as well. They might implement that as well, since it's easy, since they've got it in the game anyways, AI. And also it'd be nice to see Scania AI as well driving around. They've not done, obviously there isn't any Scania AI trucks driving on this game at the moment. I mean, I'll be able to do put Scanias in this game eventually, and hopefully at some point in the future. I have hopes they'll do that soon. Get Scanias, so they could put Scans, because I'm also doing the Scania truck driving on this road at the moment. So Scanias, of course, then there isn't any more Scanias. There isn't Scania AI truck driving on this game. It's just MEMs, even in the truck, and even in the service state, even in the services or the truck stops, and they call them, and there's all MEM trucks and just packed there. So they need to kind of put Scanias. Oh, this truck stopped in the road again. Another wee pile up. Always happens. There's always a wee pile up shunting shunt there, so I just need to keep my eyes peeled on this game as well. It's like, I'm guessing it's like random events or something. Just sort of the vehicles just stop in the middle of the road like that, so they're kind of like an accident or something. I don't know if that's the thing. It's probably a wee glitch. It's probably a bug, I guess, but it could be random event or something, and just have all the cars have a wee sort of crash or something in there, and then obviously that's how they stopped completely like that. I might be wrong. Maybe they'll fix that because the AI is a bit. Obviously, the AI needs a wee bit of work done. Obviously, it's just at the moment it's someone obviously crashes into you and that, and obviously doesn't leave much room for you to pull out as well. Right, that's the thing. And when you do pull out, the AI doesn't actually react to you anyway. Well, that's not a rain. It's not a shoulder. That is the rain. That's my bad. It's on this side. Of course. Yeah, they need to get some work done to the AI. So, I mean, the AI is fine when you're on the motorways, when you're not going in front of them all the time. They're perfectly fine. But when you're at junctions and stuff like that, they don't give you much room for you to fill out. So yeah, you just have to kind of what's the word? And you just have to kind of keep your eyes peeled in that as well. So, but yeah, I think this game will deliver what expectations, and that eventually it'll become a really good game, and hopefully more stuff will get added, right? And Scania AI trucks, of course, and I'd like to see that being put in a patch at some point. Scania AI, because that won't be hard to put in the game. Like Scania's in the game. Like they should have AI Scania trucks driving around, like. And which they don't at the moment, apart from myself. It's the only Scania driving around on the road at the moment. So I think that would be my suggestion. I'm not sure the other suggestions would be. It would be great to have classic trucks on this game, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we're just going to be stuck with just the one Scania model, the R410, unless they put a V8 maybe a R500 maybe. It'd be good to get a V8 Scania in this game. Since they've got Scania already, they should have a Scania V8 maybe in the future as well. But they might, I don't know, they might put an R500 maybe. It would be great to have an R500 in this game, like. But that'd be great to hear V8 engine sound as well. But I mean, this is a start anyway, to hear Scania engine and a Scania sound. So here we go again, another power up. So that will happen, I guess. We'll just get these power ups in the roads. Happen randomly. The AI just stops like that pretty much. Yeah, that'd be good to see Scania. Maybe the SCS Scania, next gen Scania might come along in this game eventually as well. It should be good. I don't know if that will happen, but there might be a case that might be another thing they might put in the game. We'll have to see. Hopefully this game will have a good future ahead. If it's not going to be this left alone and like this all the time, hopefully it'll be like Truck Driver. We'll get patches. I mean, Truck Driver's been in development for like a year, more than a year now, about a year and a half now, I think. Also, and I believe it's in Cuckoo, I believe they developed, so the Brazilian developers took over the game, and I think it's just after the release of the game pretty much. So we only have like a patch, like a day one patch or something from them, and then obviously Cuckoo took over the development of this Truck Driver, and so it was kind of straightforward. Like Cuckoo just got their hands on the game, and they're the ones that are taking up the development. So yeah, we'll have to find out how that goes as well. I mean, they seem to be still committed to working on the game by the looks of it as well. Like, so as I say, like the AI trucks coming along in the game, which should be really good. I mean, as I saw on soedesco's live stream that he did not too long ago, they had a couple of AI trucks driving around on the map. So pretty much the trucks in game that you have, and they'll pretty much use the AI. I was actually saying that, so in a comment actually I was saying it would be quite easy for them to implement AI trucks just by using the trucks that you drive. Like, I don't think it would be too hard to do all that as well. So I mean, because it seems to be long now until we do get this patch with the AI trucks, and then it'll be a bit more like an actual trucking game. You know, not like the only truck driving and on the roads. Like, of course, this game you have trucks driving on the roads, of course, and you get, and of course you got like the odd bus that comes there as well. You got a coach in the game as well. It's pretty cool, and so it's nice to have that. They could be like National Express or something of Germany driving or something, that company. But yeah, it's nice to see that they have coaches and trucks. I mean, in this game, which is a really good sign. I mean, it was always I had most of the things in this game anyway for trucking experience. I mean, and it'd just be nice if they have like sort of modding community in this game. But I mean, as we console players, we'll be a bit of a whack of us, because I know we wouldn't get any mods. We have to go PC for this game, because they'll have like mods for this game. I mean, they'll release mods on PC and we won't get mods because we're console players and we don't get any mods support. So we're kind of just lacking at the moment, and we might get like a mod browser eventually. You just never know what would happen in the future of the game. Yeah, I just need to make sure I don't put my handbrake on like the last time, because the truck is stalled apparently. I don't know why that actually happened. I don't know if it's a wee bug or something that needs to be sorted. Some of the indicators as well, like they cancel out when you're just turning the steering wheel. Like easily they cancel quite easily, so you kind of need to fix the indicators maybe as well. I don't know. That's maybe just me, maybe. But yeah, the handbrake, so it seems like a bug with the handbrake. When you put your handbrake on, the engine cuts out. I think I've seen someone saying that on YouTube actually before. I mean, I don't know exactly, but there was some bug or something when you put your handbrake on, the engine cuts off or something. I don't know if that's a bug either. Like, you might be saving energy or something, but the engine doesn't even start when you put the thing on, so that's the thing. Oh, I took that corner a bit too soon there. That's why I probably got hit by someone the last time getting through a corner. So, but here we are. We're at the farm now, and pretty much finished this delivery now. And so I hope hopefully the pigs are a bit unscathed this time. I mean, I've had a wee bit of damage there, so hopefully the piggies are okay in this truck. Nice to get horses in there as well. That'd be cool. Like horse boxes or something, that'd be nice, a nice addition as well. Maybe they'll do that. But I mean, having this is a great start. Like having a piggy, having a livestock pig trailer, and that is always a good way to start a game. Like, it's nothing. It's better than your truck simulator. I mean, I don't think they have livestock trailers. I could be wrong. They don't have anything like pigs walking in or something. I remember they had like a wee farm place in your truck simulator, one that you go to similar to like this is as well. Like, I'll maybe see it once I've backed in. Oh well, straighten this a wee bit better. I think it's quite narrow to put in. It looks like I've done perfectly this time. Right, that's us. So what I'll do is listen down, let's then turn the engine off, because otherwise here we don't need to have the engine running. We'll just walk up to the freight office, of course. But I remember in your truck simulator 1 it had some similar sort of farm place, or I think it might have been UK truck simulator, kind of like this. They have like this sort of farm place in the middle of nowhere. So something like that, but I kind of mind it was livestock trailers they had in the in your truck simulator. I don't think they did. Right, let's unload the pigs now. Let's get these pigs off. Hopefully I'll have better reputation with the damage this time. So let's watch the pigs walk themselves off the track again. I believe there's 25 pigs in this load. Or 5, 6. Brown, metal, I think it's about 20 pigs that's the working at there, not 25. It's quite funny now there's still pigs on there actually. 35 pretty much. That's a bit worse than the last time. The pigs are gone now. It's a bit strange seeing the pigs are still on there. But yeah, that's us. Done that now. Done that delivery. So that's another one done and dusted at the back. And of course, I mean, yeah. And I really hope you guys have enjoyed this second one, which hopefully you guys didn't mind me talking about trucks most of the time. I mean, as I was saying, I should be more focused on talking about the game next time. I was just going a wee bit off the bill a wee bit. So, and yeah, but yeah, and I'm just liking how this game would go in the future. Hopefully, it would be nice to see how does it come along and that. I mean, I like how they did this. And I feel it's like Farming Simulator a wee bit or something. Like they should have this in Farming Simulator, this wee part of the map, like a wee map or something. They should have it in Farming Simulator or something. Which I don't think they will, of course. But yeah, some of the details a bit low res as well. So you see maybe like these hair wheels, for example, they're a bit more sort of low res textures and that. So they're not the best, not like actually detailed, just like textured sort of deep textured stuff, of course. I mean, there's some things. I mean, of course, if you go out of the story, of course, you can see it's all blurred out. Of course, it's the texture. I'm guessing it's optimized for this console as well. I mean, of course, then I think when I was watching the Game Tech UK stream, like the Xbox version of this game, I didn't even have wing mirrors that worked at the start, but now they've sorted that out now. So both consoles have working mirrors now, I believe. But you can also switch them on and off now as well in the options. So yeah, so if I go into options, then you can see show mirrors and see, and so just saying please note if activating the mirrors has a great influence on your performance, activating you at your own risk. It's quite weird that they would have that measured, like activate at your own risk, like you think your console would just be really, really laggy or something. But I think they sorted all that out now and it runs pretty smooth on the console. There's all that stuff when it happens in any game when you're in a city or something, but this game runs very smooth most of the time. Like, of course it runs probably at 25 frames a second or something, 30 frames a second, so this is not too bad. I mean, done this is the Pro console, shouldn't have any much scuttering or any lags or that in this game. I mean, I know at some streams I've watched some of them and they're quite laggy at some points of the city and that, but I mean, it's not been too bad on this console at the moment. I'm not sure this game, I'm sure it wouldn't be bad. I mean, just then it's just the case that they fixed all the mirrors and that now, so both consoles have the working mirrors now, which is a good thing. It's always good to have consoles at equal ends as well. I mean, of course they had like foggy mirrors at one of the patches, but they moved all that off now, so now the mirrors are kind of like sort of clear as daylight now. So you can probably see if I'm in the truck and that, and you see it's all nice and clear. But yeah, and I'm going to finish this one off now, and I'm probably not got much to say, just looking at the truck pretty much half the time, just admiring the truck pretty much, and just looking really good, looking like a proper Scania truck would do it. You would put this in your Truck Simulator 2 as well, like pretty much. It's really, the detail in the Scania truck's really detailed. It looks like a Scania, everything looks like a Scania. It just doesn't have a V8 model, of course it's an R410, so that's the stuff, the standalone model. But maybe one day we'll get a V8, hopefully one day we'll work on a V8, but I don't think it'll ever work on classic ones, so I'm just going to be sticking with this one model I think for the time being. But yeah, so anyway guys, I've got to leave this one, I'm going to end this one for you now, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Make sure to subscribe to CM Headbanger, and make sure to give this video a like, comment, roll as well if you please. and I'll definitely be back with more on the roads and more on the roads in the future. So yeah, so thanks again for watching this, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.